What's up? What's up? Real MVPs. Let me make sure to unmute him this time. As
Hey!
we're back. We are back out of. Well, I know you're not,
back.
Dave. I was in health and safety protocols because my sister decided to give me the best Christmas gift of all. Dave decided to give me COVID.
You blame her. I'm not sure about that one.
I went to the doctor. So what it was I'm not blaming anyone, but I might have gotten a bronchitis infection. That's what I had first off in the week. And then later on at Christmas, it was around the time my dad was like, oh, I tested positive. I had a cough. And Jake heard it, and he's like, oh, that's the COVID cough. And I was like, great, I've got COVID.
Yeah, you did.
But
we all knew it.
I'm negative. I'm out of the woods. I beat COVID.
Congrats on being through it. T's and P's.
Thanks to the vaccine.
Do you have a hat? We can't call you COVID cowboy, but like COVID Power Ranger.
No. I have a hat. Where is it? Oh, where'd it go?
Just toss on the Green Ranger helmet. You're the COVID Ranger.
No, I got a pirate hat. Where's my pirate hat?
Oh,
I have my pirate hat somewhere. Now I'm upset that I can't.
Oh well. The bit's passed. Don't. That is not a good camera angle. That is not a good camera angle, Ricky. Do not show off the back of that head. The back of that head is all skin. It's all skin back there. Unfortunate. Art, we will bring up that in conversation. Don't worry, we'll get to them. Today is a day.
How bald I am?
Yes, it is a dick-shaped baldness on the top of your head. I'm not even kidding. The back of your head. Yeah.
Let's see if I can.
It's bad. It is quite bad.
Pirate. Oh my feather though.
I apologize for those who hadn't seen that. Anyway, we will be talking basketball for you today. This will be a short episode because of the national championship tonight. And I know a lot of people want to watch that, so we absolutely will be bringing. I think we'll be in the watch along, at least for a little bit. It is a work night, but we'll be in there. We'll be chatting. We'll be talking. This is weird.
Keep plugging, Dave.
In the MVP Sports on YouTube, I can see that but on Discord, I can't.
Really?
Yeah. You're just an icon. I love it.
How about now?
No, it's okay. I don't need to see you on
Discord. You can't see me. Everyone else can.
It's a straight logo. You're disabled.
I got my.
That's okay.
Head on.
It counts.
But it's weird now. I've got my headphones on weird, so like now you sound weird. And I gotta remember it's because I have my headphones like cocked to the side because
Sophie, it does. It absolutely does. Anyway,
I've always been a dickhead. We all know this.
It's a short night. We've stalled for 5 minutes, Ricky, so you get a fucking pirate hat to cover up your dick-shaped bald spot.
It's not a dick-shaped bald spot.
It is. It absolutely is. We can take a picture. We can check the tape. We can check the tape now. Let's start talking about the Warriors. Klay Thompson's back. League fucked. It's over. Call it a wraps. What do you...
12.5 points, though. Over 12.5 points.
Congrats on those who bet on his over for points. It was taking candy from a baby.
How the hell did people forget? Man, I remember Friday. I was talking to Mad Rogue. Sorry, Mad Rogue. I'm throwing you under the bus. But he was like, I think people need to temper their expectations. People need to remember. It's like, dude, this guy's ready to come back. Like, he's itching. Like, you could see him pregame, like, running up and down the court. And it's like, oh, this guy's ready.
He's been ready.
This guy's ready.
They made extra sure he was ready before they brought him back in. He had been shooting for a long time. He'd been in 5-on-5s. So excited to see him on the floor. I did love Kerr being like, yeah, that first play call, he was supposed to continue to swing the ball around, but I should have known better. It's on me. I should have known better. He was just going to shoot. He was like, dang, what did you think was going to happen?
He's hunting shots.
Clay's not past tonight. That's not in the job. Like, this is the first night back. I'm surprised he didn't go for more. It was a super fun night to watch the Klay Thompson game. Shame about Draymond, not being full go. But it's just terrifying to see that even when they're not full, like even when the whole team's not back, and we're still missing out on Wiseman, we're still missing out on someone else as well. And it's just like, this team is terrifying at the top of the West.
Is it Moody?
No, Moody's okay.
Because I know Kuminga is playing sometimes.
Yeah, no. But point being, they're a terrifying team. They're almost all the way back, and they're still the best team in the NBA. The Cavs put up a decent fight, without Draymond there, but like having 3 7-footers and still letting Caban get, I think, 18 boards. Not a great look.
Yeah. Not
a great look out there. So, I mean, it was a close game. It was closer than it should have been, but at the same time, like, dude, I am terrified. Is there...
Yeah.
I'll ask the question. It'll lead into another one. Is there another team in the West as good as, who can try to compete with the Warriors in a best of 7?
The Suns.
Really?
That's it. To me, it's like... To me, the West is Dub Nation. Like, the West is going to run through Golden State. But, like, if you forced me to answer the question, Dave, like, I think the Suns and the Jazz are the only ones. I think they're the only ones that even sniff the fight this year. Because, like, I look at it, the Grizzlies are a fun team to watch. They can't fucking
performing and they're having fun. I don't know. They beat the Warriors in the play-in.
But here's the thing about the Warriors that were decimated. Like it was Steph Curry and the Bums last year. That's what it was. But like the Grizzlies, I've watched them more since I've been betting on John stuff a lot more.
Yeah.
And the one thing that I hate about them is they can't fucking close games. They'll go up like 20, and then it's like, we'll let the team back in, and we'll lose. Or we'll win by 3.
Like, I believe they're on a hell of a heater still, so they don't lose often. But with Jalen Brooks out for quite a bit of time with an injury, more Kyle Anderson, more Zaire, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, but everything else, like the Mavericks are not that guy this year. The Nuggets are not that guy this year. The Lakers are not that guy this year. I don't care if AD comes back healthy. They're not that guy.
Unless they trade Russ.
The only interesting team is if Kawhi and PG come back healthy by the playoffs. Could Kawhi and PG, could it be like a LeBron 8 seed where it's like, you know what? I'll take the 8 seed. I'll take the 7 seed. I'll take the easy road. I'll take the hard road. Like, is that just going to be a mismatch to where it's like, we got to play more road games?
It's a mismatch to who? You have Draymond, Wiggins, and Klay Thompson. You have arguably the best perimeter defenders you could ask for against PG
I'm saying getting
Kawhi.
To the let's say the Clippers are the 7th seed.
Yeah.
Meaning they wouldn't meet the Warriors until the Western Conference Finals. Are the Clippers on a team at 7 if Kawhi and PG are back healthy by the playoffs, can run the table and meet the Warriors in the Western Conference Finals?
In that circumstance, perhaps. Lucky road, maybe. But, I mean, I'm sorry, on paper, it's just hard. It's hard to find a hole in this roster, man. The Warriors just have answers for everything, and it's seemingly in their control. Like the Western Conference it's just 100% in their control. I'm genuinely excited to see what happens with Wiseman. I think that's the last big question. Now that we've seen Klay Thompson play, and he looks like Klay Thompson still, which is incredible for someone who hasn't played basketball in 2 years.
Dude, that fucking shot he had. I think it was when he got his 15th point. It was like one of his last shots. No, it was his last shot of the game. He drove down to the side of the basket and did that kick out to the side and shot it. I'm like, oh, Klay's back. That's vintage Klay. Yeah. The Warriors are here. They've been here. Steph is cooking. Steph was cooking last night. I know that the Stan Van tried to do that thing where it's like, well, people like Jordan Poole and really Gary Payton, the second, the third.
GP.
They need to learn now that Klay's back, how to play off the bench instead of starting. And I was like, no, Klay not playing is their greatest asset, because now when you need them to step up in a playoffs, they're like, oh, been there, done that. I've been starting.
Yeah, I was going to say, Poole coming off the bench is massive for them. Absolutely massive. Gary Payton is shooting incredibly well, playing high-tier defense. They got a fucking answer for everything.
He got it from his daddy, Dave. He got that defense from his daddy.
Defense from his day. The effort's there, the hustle's there, but now the shot's falling. He's scary. Yeah, no. So I think Klay Thompson kind of just cements them at the top. You mentioned the Suns. Look, I want to give them credit. They seemingly can put anyone at center and win games. Does that mean DeAndre Ayton is maybe overvalued? Maybe. Didn't I try
to say that when everyone was like, "Oh, he deserves a max contract"?
It's what does he deserve or is he gonna get? I think I fall inside. He's probably gonna get a max contract, but after this year, watching them go through and be able to win with literally every single center in the world, everyone looks good in that system. Everyone looks good with Chris Paul as your point guard. I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. The Jazz, I think, are the matchup. Obviously, like if they're healthy. If they're healthy, Gobert is everybody exposed. I'm not really super concerned about that. Like it's more so Conley and Mitchell. Like they can keep up. They're in business. I don't know. I like the Grizzlies, the wild cards. I really do because they're a young team. So far this season, they've outperformed expectations. Everybody expected them to take a step back this year, and instead, their young kids are taking a step forward, which is awesome. Really, I think a lot's going to depend on Dillon Brooks come back from this injury. He's 100%. I think it's only a 5-week. I swear, the number in my head is rattling around there. So, Art in chat, if you could tell me what the official length is for Dillon Brooks' injury, that'd be amazing. I know you are a big fan. His defense is insane. The intensity, him just doing the villain. Like, literally the most hated player in every other arena. I love it.
So, here's the thing.
But, yeah, I think they're the ones.
I want to throw this out about the Grizzlies because, like, I'm looking at chat, and I know Art, Grizzlies fan, watch our games. It's like, I want to make sure I'm not a Grizzly hater. Like, at best this year, I think the Grizzlies season could be related to the Chicago Blackhawks in 2008-2009. And I say
what a fucking reference.
Well, I say that because they're a year away from being a contender. Because, like, that Blackhawk team in 2008-09 went to the conference finals, lost to the Red Wings, lost to the powerhouse, the Detroit Red Wings, their hockey town. And then what did the Blackhawks do the next year? Oh, we're going to go to the Stanley Cup. We're here. I'm not saying the Grizzlies go to the finals next year, but, like, this ain't your year. This is the year where you get I feel like the Grizzlies play well in the playoffs. They win a series, maybe two. Maybe they do get to the Western Conference Finals. Maybe they're the Suns of last year. Opportunistic. Yeah. The Lakers are trash. The Clippers are injured.
What if somebody gets hurt?
Like, the bottom of the West, like, outside the top three, it could be a boat, Dave. It could be a fucking boat. You know how much we want one of those.
True. I'm just saying, people get hurt. And I would never wish that on anyone, but they are the most interesting matchup team, and I feel like John Morant, as far as playoff performances,
did you see his block against the Lakers?
The
two-handed, like, what?
I mean, someone I think was saying, like, got rockets in his, like, oh, LeBron. Yeah, LeBron's like got rockets in his legs. Like, come on. Like, he's just fun to watch, and he is basically baby Derrick Rose with a better shot, which is awesome to see at his age. So, no, I think that, I mean, as a Bulls fan, and a John Morant fan since fucking college, like, I love the kid, and I love seeing him succeed, and it feels like he's got that extra gear. So that's the reason why I'm like, get me playoff John Morant. I will not be disappointed. I think I'm not going to put it on him because their expectations this year shouldn't be a championship. Their expectations this year are make the playoffs, get the guys experience, and see, what holes are left in the team. If they're in a situation where they can move Kyle Anderson or not, we don't know yet, because obviously Dillon Brooks' injury kind of gives them like a window where it's like, technically they could probably do it if there was a good enough offer. Yeah. They're always looking to upgrade at the wing, though, so we will wait and see on that situation. But, like, it just feels like that's a team where I want him to pop off in the playoffs. I want him to have that, like, Donovan Mitchell, Jamal Murray-esque performance where it's like, not only is he an all-star this year, not only should he probably be an all-NBA third-team point guard, but I think that, that would cement him as the, like, fuck you, I'm here moment for Ja Morant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And one of the things I do want to ask you now, kind of moving away from the West.
Yeah.
You mentioned the Cavs. Like, you're like, oh, you want to give them credit.
Mm-hmm.
We had this mini discussion yesterday, and I know the Cavs are no longer like, number 3 in the East like they were. Right. And I know this is a team that had to deal with the COVID situation that we all have. Like, they have guys playing that usually wouldn't be playing if Captain COVID wasn't doing its thing. Omicron spreading throughout the league.
Couple major injuries.
How serious are the Cavs as like I don't want to say like finals contender, but like a pesky, like could they be a pesky team that matches up with somebody in the first round, Sixers, and upsets them?
Are they due as an upset special? Mm-hmm. Potentially, yeah. I would give them upset potential. I wouldn't think they're favorites in any series. No Colin Sexton this year. No Rubio. Maybe they can flip Sexton's contract.
Did you see Rondo in the fourth quarter? 13 fourth quarter points. Just turned it on, Dave.
Look,
turn back the clock.
It's very. I love Rondo. You know I love Rondo. You know I do. No. Look, Jared Allen's great. Jared Allen's an all-star. Mm-hmm. Garland might miss out on the all-star. We don't know this year. But he's playing fantastic anyway. Like they've got their core. Mobley's awesome. They need to go get a wing still. They're not there yet. Whether they are able to work a trade around, and a Karis, I think I heard the Pacers and maybe Karis LeVert, or the Pacers and someone else maybe. So keep an eye out on that. But it sounds like they're a team who's looking to make deals happen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they're an interesting team. I think their matchup fuckery can create some problems.
If the playoffs started today, they would face the Miami Heat.
I would not bet on them. I don't know who I would like. The Miami Heat would be favorites in almost every single series except for Brooklyn and the Bucks.
Yeah,
and even that, both those, I'd be like, well, I mean, like, are we talking Bam's back and Jimmy's Hondo? Like, because if they're fully stacked, Miami might have to pull the trigger on that one. I might have to pull the trigger.
No, man,
that's like they're scary.
They don't need Bam. They got Yurt, baby. Yurt's gonna fucking man the post, baby. Mir, Sheik, get out of here. It's Yurt time.
Yeah, no. But that's cool. I think the Cavs will be a fun matchup for a couple teams. I don't think they're serious contenders this year, but it's very clear that they've got their core of the future, and I'm super excited for it.
Yeah.
They just need to make a couple more moves. That's all. Keep on building. You're young. You're super young.
Yeah.
I just think that the Heat are absolutely fucking terrifying. When you have 5 guys in your roster who can shoot 40% from 3 on 10 shots a game, that tends to keep them in just about every fucking conversation. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will ask you, which return do you want to go to next, Indy or Washington?
I say let's go to Indy. That's the most surprising to me. Lance Stevenson. Ricky, thank you. Thank you for blowing in the ear. Lance Stevenson, special right there. Has Lance Stevenson rejuvenated the Indiana Pacers? Also, who the fuck expected Lance Stevenson to play this goddamn well?
I'll raise you a Lance Stevenson and go, who the fuck is Kiefer Skies? Or Kiefer Sykes? Like, yeah. I saw, like, yet again, the Discord I'm in, I saw it's like, oh, Kiefer Sykes, 20 plus points. I was like, who the fuck is this guy? But I bet him. I followed it blindly. And it hit. Dude balled out. I was like, who the fuck is Kiefer?
I love it. I absolutely love it, right? Look, I think Lance Stevenson, I want to say something nice about him at the same time.
14
Lance Stevenson.
points in 4 games. Like,
he's had so many pop-offs, though.
Uh-huh.
Like, it's not just 14 points. It's how he's getting his points. It's how he's playing on the court. It's him being, like, the energy guy, but also he's like Terrence Ross on steroids right now for them. Like, it is awesome. It is absolutely awesome. And I think a lot of teams are going, or a lot of people are going, how the fuck did no one pick him up? And, like, how is this guy out of the league? I don't want to say it, but thank you, COVID. Like... We got Lance Stevenson back in the NBA. All right, let's go. Never thought I'd say that out loud. Yeah, I think Lance Yeah, I think Lance is going to make them trade some people because Lance Stevenson is a savvy vet who can score, who can out hustle people who are just seemingly on the court to be there. Yeah, it's cool. It's super cool. The Pacers still are literally a garbage, like, no, not a garbage, a platter. They are a buffet for other teams. Every single player on that roster is up for grabs.
Yeah.
Every single one. Prices differ, but I think that, like, watching Lance Stevenson do this just makes you go, man, the Pacers are a shit team right now. The fact that Lance Stevenson and Kiefer Sykes walk in, take this opportunity, and somehow look better than, the guys they've been paying all year and the guys who are expected to step up and play. And it's just like, do they have a core? Do they have anything? No. Sabonis is really nice. I like him. Miles Turner on paper is cool. Karis LeVert's an overpaid chucker. Chris Duarte's a rookie in 26.
Karis was your boy in the draft process.
Yes, injured. And then he got hilariously overrated by everyone after he got traded off the Nets. And I'm like, yo, you did see the holes in the game, right? And they're like, Kenny Atkinson made him. He's a god. He is next up and no. Point being, they're a team of good, not great. Carlisle's a weird fucking coach, is what I'm realizing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, how Lance Stevenson can walk in and succeed there where everyone else this year is just like middling to like bleh. I think this Pacers team needs to sell everything. They need to go find out, what do the Golden State Warriors want? Like, pick what you want. We'll take, if you don't want Moody, you don't want Kuminga, you don't want Wiseman, whoever out of the young group you don't want, you can have whoever the fuck you want on Aura. Like, open season. Go to other teams. Same thing. Figure out what people want. Go exchange. Reset the clock. Like, you aren't close. You aren't even. No.
I mean,
no. So, like,
because, like, you look at it and it's like the Pacers, like you said, are at a decision point. Right now, they are the the sixth worst record in the NBA.
Yeah.
And they are 4.5 games out of the top 3. So it's almost like you're sitting there at 6. The Thunder and Pelicans suck. So do the Rockets. Sorry, Soapy. The Pistons. And then the Magic also stink, but they're fun to watch sometimes. Like, that the Pistons and the Magic are going to be there. Can you try to fight the Pelicans, the Thunder, and the Rockets for a top 3, for that last top 3 spot? If you sell everyone, maybe. Like, is that what the Pacers do? Sell everyone? We're selling out for a top 3 pick.
Sell out. Probably keep Sabonis because I think the asking price will be a little too high. You'll have next year to start with Sabonis and why can't I think of his name? Sabonis and Brogdon. So go get yourself a true point guard. Go get yourself a true wing who's healthy, who can play games, unlike TJ Warren. And then, hey, you might have the start of a new team here. But, like, everything else, bad, gone, needs to go. And, get whatever value you can back. That's my suggestion. Look, I started off as real positive about Lance Stevenson, but he just exposed the fact that you guys are a shithole team who needs to sell hard. Well,
and I mean, like,
it's an opinion.
I'm looking at the draft, and of
course,
there's
so many guys.
Well, NBA wise, at this point, you're more the expert than I am. I'm fucking on the football side right now, trying to dive into all these guys. Like, you said point guard or wing.
Yes.
Who's the guy you target? Like, right now, if you're the Pacers, who do you target if you're in the draft at 6?
Probably Mathern.
Okay.
Probably going for some Ben Mathern. Johnny Davis is like a risky, like, could be. He could be. A lot of people have him up there on their boards. I'd probably say, 6. That feels right about Benedict Mathern range. Yeah. I could see that happening, and I think he'd fit really well there. But we will see because, like, it depends on what. I don't know. It depends if they make any other moves.
Yeah.
Because technically TJ McConnell's on the board, so like he's still there. It's just like I don't know. That's the one I don't know. If they move on from TJ in the offseason, they 100% have to go point guard first. But if they can afford to go wing, like I'm taking Mathern there.
Like if they're at 6 The guy, and I only know about this because right now watching a lot of Big Ten basketball.
Yep.
If they trade Sabonis,
yes,
Keegan Murray.
I almost look at trade Sabonis, sure. Yeah, but why would you trade Sabonis? I mean, you'd have to get back like 2 firsts and a prospect.
That's the talk. The rumors are that they're gonna try to shop him.
They're shopping everyone, but I'm just at the asking price supposedly for Sabonis is literally like 2 firsts.
So you don't think they're gonna get it done because of the price?
I think that Turner's the more likely to go because it's a lower asking price. Yeah.
Okay.
I think Lamb is pretty good to get gone. I think Warren could go. I think Harris can go. I literally like everyone on this roster except Sabonis seemingly is a reasonable price. So that's just outside looking in. That's the rumors I've heard from around the league. I'm not an insider by any means, but that seems to be the consensus.
Dave, here's what happens. Like the Pacers trade Miles Turner. They suck enough. They get the top. They get the 3rd overall best odds. They lose the lottery, but they get the 2nd overall pick. They take Chet Holmgren at number 2. Because apparently Tankathon is Jabari Smith is the number 1 overall pick right now.
I mean, he should be. He's fantastic.
Sabonis and Chet, baby. Let's go.
It could work. Honestly, it could. To some extent, No. No. Please stop.
Last return.
Yep.
Washington. My boy. Rui Hachimura. I was a little upset, though, because I asked you. I was like, didn't really get to watch his game. How'd he do? And you're like, not great, but he's playing.
He's playing basketball.
To see Rui back out there on the court.
That's all, we're just trying to play basketball these days. So, weirdly enough, Kyle Kuzma is apparently the best player on the Wizards. Didn't see that coming this year.
Hasn't he, popped off since he played us?
Yeah, pretty much.
Since he played the Bulls?
Yeah, he went for 27, and he had a 20-20 game last night. 27 points and 20-ish rebounds. Pretty crazy. No, I think, look, Rui's good. It's just they got 5 guys who play the same position.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to see what the Wizards do. Obviously, they like Rui. Bertans is obviously the horrible contract, so, he's kind of the odd man out. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. The Wizards are a weird fucking team this year. I think Rui, there's obviously potential there. He played really well to start his career, so I think a lot of people have those high hopes of him to keep being a tweener wing. Maybe probably shouldn't be a 3, more in the sizing of Toby, where he can play the 3, but he really shouldn't be. He should be a 4.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they've already got Kuzma. Denny can kind of go wherever, so it doesn't matter too much, but I think that somebody's going to be on the way out there this offseason. I hope Rui keeps playing well, though. I hope he gets back to where he was last year. He was really fun. Yeah. Really a fun player.
And, the thing that I love, don't get me wrong, I can't stand Kyle Kuzma. Mm-hmm. The reason I can't stand it is when the Lakers won the title, he made it seem like it was all him and that, he didn't have a LeBron James on his team.
He was the 5th best player.
For those of you out there who are
LeBron James, Alex Caruso, big gap, Anthony Davis, big gap, Kyle Kuzma.
The thing I will say with that caveat, I love it when Kyle Kuzma, KCP, Montrezl Harrell, when all of these guys are balling out how's that Russ situation going over there? LeBron.
Not great. Not great over there.
Maybe could have used 18 to 25 points from Kyle Kuzma in a couple games. Now, Malik Monk has been moist for them. So maybe a little counteraction. But, would you rather have Kuzma back than have Russ on that team right now?
I think a lot of people in LA would say yeah. I think a lot of people would say yes.
I'm not telling them that I hate this, but maybe having Alex Caruso back instead of a Russ.
Jeannie Buss was a cheap bitch about that shit.
Yeah, because thank you, LA, for giving us the gift of
hand gifted DeMar DeRozan and Alex Caruso to the Chicago Bulls. Thank you. But no, I think that Rui has a chance. I think there's still it's an open competition throughout the end of the year for that position. Obviously, his rookie deal gives him like a little bit of leeway, so they're not like kicking him out the door. So it'll be really good. But I think Rui's he's got to make up for lost time. That's the big thing. Like he is a scorer. He needs to go out there and get buckets. He looked aggressive at times, but one of the biggest problems about the Wizards is they don't have a fucking point guard. I have a disdain for people who think Spencer Dinwiddie is a natural point guard. He is not.
Yeah.
And he's proven that by making Bradley Beal look like absolute dog water. So I would prefer that they actually address that and got themselves a point guard with one of their glut of wings. They moved on and then maybe switch to Deal. I don't know. Maybe call up the Sixers. I hear they got a point guard who ain't playing, but we'd have to wait and see on that. But I just think that the importance is happy to see him back. Sounded like he had a lot of shit going on in his life after the Olympics, so he just needed like a break from basketball. So I'm just really happy to see Rui back on the court.
Any final thoughts, Dave? Anything you think we have not touched this week?
The Bulls are good at basketball. Covered.
The only thing I will throw out, this is not
trade deadline. 1 month T-. We are officially 1 month away.
We're gonna have to start talking about rumors, Dave. We're gonna have to get the tinfoil hats out, baby.
All day, every day, man.
We're gonna have to do a show where we come up with trades.
Oh, the Celtics. Do they fire their head coach after the season's over because J&J are not enough to win games? And he's like, man, you guys suck on the court. You should really do something about that. Dude, you're the head coach. You should do something about that. Like,
can't.
That is a topic for next week, probably. If they continue to struggle.
But you can't. If you're Brad Stevens, you can't fire him. That's admitting you failed.
Yeah, he already punted on the offseason, though. Brad Stevens literally went, I don't know what we're doing. Just bring everybody back. Bring back everybody. Get me Al Horford. Get me the corpse of this. Like, no, we're just not doing this. So. I don't know that Ime is a great fit there, but I think it could be a one and done. I'll be honest.
So be said, we're gonna forget the biggest trade of the year. Bol Bol is free. Bol Bol is free, Dave.
You are right.
Free. He's out of that prison, which is Detroit. Or I'm sorry, Denver. Now he's going to Detroit. Sorry, like my mind, like
don't read into that too much. Don't read into that too much. We are happy that he is
the prison, which is Denver,
from Mike Malone. Mike Malone can't hurt him anymore. The biggest news of the week, honestly.
Dave's just coddling Bol Bol. He can't hurt you anymore.
Seriously, Mike Malone fucking hated him, and I was like, why, man? We're talking about one of the top 5 players from his draft class.
But do you believe in Dwayne Casey to use him right?
I believe Dwayne Casey will at least give him minutes. Give him something. Dwayne Casey will give you enough rope to choke yourself out. He will let you fail on your own. That's a lot of people were angry about Dwayne Casey and his lack of situational coaching.
Yeah.
Their situations don't matter. They're a shitbag team. Let them be bad, but see who makes it through. Like we've seen Hamidou Diallo, someone who the Thunder even gave up on. Like, we're not going to pay this guy. Yeah. Detroit got to keep him on a realistic deal. And look, I talked with Soapy last night. I was like, what's the deal with Josh Jackson? And he's like, Hamidou's just absolutely just eating those minutes up left and right. I think it's just a mentality of whoever's good gets minutes.
Yeah.
If you're good, you're going to get the minutes. Outside of obviously a certain point guard who has to have a sleeve to shoot on. But everybody else seemingly is earning their minutes. And that's what I'm excited about is Bol Bol will at least have a fair shot to earn his NBA minutes because he deserves that. He's a phenomenal shooter from the outside. Yeah, everybody's like, well, he doesn't try and practice and he's selfish when he's on the court. I'm like, yeah, he gets 38 seconds a game. Wouldn't you want to shoot the ball if you only got to play for 38 seconds every 48 minutes? No shit. He was a fucking scorer in college. That's all he did. He shot the goddamn ball.
I fucking love Soapy. Okay, we don't have to drag my team down.
Nah, we really do have to make a point here. Cade Cunningham, though, and Killian Hayes should be able to facilitate. I'm super excited for that lineup. Oh my God. That's what's going to be great. He'll have a point guard on the court. He will be an opportunity where he can take shots and look good. Honestly, I'm going to watch the fuck out of the Pistons for the next month of the year, see how things go. And then before I buy I'll be honest, I I'm sort of hoping it goes well because I kind of want to get the throwback Piston jersey with Bol on the back of it. Oh. You know the Grant Hill one that I'm talking about?
The teal with the Motor City Piston.
Oh, yeah. I'm buying that if he makes it to the end of the season. I'm no doubt in my mind I'm getting that. Like, it has to be purchased, so I'm so excited for it.
The thing I will say, and Soapy knows this because I've told him many a times, hearing Soapy rant and rave and vent about this Pistons team and about Dwayne Casey. Yes. Every time I hear you vent, Soapy, I think in my head, I go, oh, I understand exactly where you're at because I'm just listening to myself from the Jim Boylan days.
Oh.
Like that is where the Pistons are at, I feel, to where it's like the dark days are here, you're young.
Different sides of a coin though. Jim Boylan.
Zach LaVine. Like we weren't
Jim Boylan actively ruined basketball for the city of Chicago.
And Soapy may think that Dwayne Casey, the way he
talks, Dwayne Casey is a passable head coach in the NBA.
I don't know. I asked Soapy about that. Soapy may be jumping in here to tell you how wrong you are.
Maybe I am wrong, but maybe I'm not. Maybe we're being a little bit harsh. We'll see. We'll see.
On Dwayne Casey, who isn't going to be coaching the team anyways because. Now he's in the COVID protocols, T's and P's.
There you go. He's not good, but there are some good coaches coming up on the market next year, so keep an eye out. Scout for the future. Y'all got a bright future, at least. We're even worse.
Even worse. I mean, you don't have Zach LaVine, so, like, I understand why you think you're even worse. Because you don't
trade Jeremy Grant already. The rest of the league's waiting for you.
Yeah, I mean...
Not to us. We got P. Will coming back.
No. Art wants the Grizzlies to get Jeremy Grant.
Kyle Anderson and two firsts this year, they could probably do that without a doubt.
The Grizzlies would pay the Pistons to take Kyle Anderson. That's how bad he is.
No, he's really good. What are you talking about?
I do not think Kyle Anderson is good at basketball.
Did you not just see him last night? He does everything.
I see him when I bet his unders and I win money because he doesn't do anything, Dave.
Art slapped this man for me.
He doesn't
Art
do
beat
anything.
The shit out of Rick. No.
Love Bane, love Brooks, love Triple J, love Ja.
Brooks is out, which created an opportunity.
No, I know.
Now Anderson's filling it and playing well. And I think that's the thing, is that team is all about whoever has the hot hand because they're such a deep team. I wouldn't be comfortable betting overs on a lot of their stuff outside of like John Morant.
Don't forget Aquaman down there. Steven Adams, baby.
Yes.
Grabbing them rebounds.
Thank you, Art. Slow-mo and two firsts because you guys have three of them this year. For Jeremy Grant, would you do it? I would. Obviously, you need contract filler there because he does not make anywhere near what Jeremy Grant makes, but the idea is out there.
Yep.
I think it's valuable. I think that you guys could flip it and be a dominant team. Could you imagine that lineup if you had fucking Ja, Bane, Grant, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Steven Adams, then you go small and you bump Adams out, and then you toss in...
is it Xavier Tillman?
Melton, probably, to be honest with you. Or I guess whoever's hot, like Brandon Clark's... I'm sorry, Jandon Jark has been playing really well as of late. They just got a bunch of guys. Like, that's the thing. It's like Zaire Williams, young, but like playing well as of late. But yeah, like they have options. They could really flip things around, come the playoffs, go small with a bunch of really good players. So like, I think that they make the most sense for a Jeremy Grant like push for it because they're a very good team and they'd have next year under contract. So it's like, why not?
I forget they have Jarrett Culver on this team.
He's had a couple good games.
I'm not saying he hasn't.
Not good overall.
I forget that he plays basketball half the time.
Yeah, he was Dylan. Yeah, see. Well, oh yeah, I forgot Dylan. Oh my god, I forgot Dylan. How crazy is that?
What, Dylan Brooks?
Yeah, because he's hurt right now, so I just forgot about him. But like, yeah, in the playoffs, come on. They could do filthy things. They would. Oh, that's so good. That's so good.
James like, this team's gonna win it all.
They're not gonna win it all, but they're very good. Finals. They could.
Last thing I will mention before we sign this off.
Yep.
Not going to be a big conversation. I just want to mention it because it was big news. Congrats to Becky Hammon, head coach of the Las Vegas Aces.
Yes.
Got
head coach and I think she's got front office.
Is she an and? Let's see.
I believe
I just saw
head
coach. You may be right, Dave. Let's see.
It sounded like she might. I'm happy for her because every single coach opening in the NBA seemingly is like, yeah, we're interested. And I'm like, no, take it back. We take it back. We're not.
It just says head coach.
Okay. It sounded like she had an opportunity to do some additional front office duties for the team.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that came with a title unofficially or officially, but it sounded like she was getting more than just head coach, which is really cool for her.
I will say, the one thing I did look into, I looked into Ace's history because of this when we were in the Discord. And do you know who one of their first coaches was that actually did really good? Because I think they used to be in Detroit. Bill Laimbeer used to be
we
their
talked
head
about
coach. I was like, holy shit, Bill Laimbeer. Like, wouldn't think of him as a WNBA coach. I'll be completely honest.
He's great to listen to talk about basketball. So
yeah,
I totally get that.
Hated him in my early childhood because
human being as far as Chicago is concerned, but
tried to kill Michael Jordan. Tried to kill Michael Jordan, but that's gonna do it for us. National championship, Alabama's gonna win. Alabama by 1,000,000, baby.
Roll Tide.
'Cause that's just how it goes. But we'll be back next Monday. Let us know what you guys think down below about everything we talked about today. Let us know anything that you'd like us to talk about in the future. Join the Discord. It's free down below if you want to support us. Patreon.com/MVPvids or become a channel member today. And also hit that sub button, that like button, that notification bell. Dave and I will be back next week. As always, have a good day, everybody.